Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about Bud Light and their mishap, if you will. I don't even want to call it a mishap. I think it was just possibly the stupidest thing a company could have ever done in a long time. So for those of you that don't know, Bud Light had sponsored, or rather partnered up with a dude named Dylan Mulvaney. This asshole. Now, there's numerous reasons why I call this person an asshole. It's not because of this partnership. It's because of other things this idiot has done over the last year. And my big to-do with this guy is that he's pretending to be a chick when he's clearly not. But my bigger bone to pick is this animal, if you will, became famous over a year's time. Now, some people will say that, yes, he was a comedian and an actor, both fields he failed at, and he sort of had to segue in. But when he started his journey to womanhood, he became famous within a year. In a year's time, guys, this guy interviewed the President of the United States, which is not saying much, meaning Biden. He was on Drew Barrymore's show. He has numerous sponsored companies sponsoring him, sorry. And that being said, he had bigger companies like Nike, which also is receiving backlash for this sponsorship or partnership, and Anheuser-Busch with Bud Light, putting this idiot on the cans. Now, I don't drink Bud Light. I think I drank it once, and I grew tits. And I was like, this is fucking bitch beer. Anybody drinking Bud Light, either you're on a diet or you have a vagina. I haven't decided yet. Either way, guys, it's not beer men should be drinking. Okay, that's almost the equivalent of drinking, like, Mike's Hard Lemonade. Anyway, that being said, they put this dude on the can. And people are bitching and moaning about it because you have a transgender, and I don't even think this Dylan's transgender. I think he's just pretending to be a woman. Like, there are transgenders, and then there are people pretending to be women. And though you can probably say both are one and the same, this guy is really drumming it up because he's overacting or overplaying his hand as a female. Not the point. The point is now that Bud Light is finally feeling the effects of this fatal mistake. And not a fatal mistake, but a bad mistake, because it's causing the company to lose money. At the very least, it's causing Bud Light to lose money. Now, people should be boycotting Anheuser-Busch all the way through. Don't just stop at Bud Lights. There are other beers as well. You should just boycott them. Especially during the month of June, or rather the month of May and June leading into Pride Month. You should boycott them if you don't agree with their bullshit ideology. Especially the fact that a beer company is sponsoring 1% of the population. And when you drag the LGBTQ and BTQ community in, it's 5% of the population. Versus the 95% of their clientele that drinks their shit and supports them, they're supporting a small percentage. This is why I think people should boycott them, because the advertisements that they go out of their way to do is insane. But not the point. The point is, guys, is that Bud Light is suffering. That being said, they have third-party companies that shelf or put their products on the shelves at supermarkets, right? And these guys only get paid if the beer disappears off the shelves. They are not disappearing off the shelves. People are boycotting it, and now it's affecting these guys as well. One viral video going around, this dude here, stating that he might not be able to feed his family if Bud Light doesn't sell. Now, to be fair, not sure if he just recently stacked these shelves or he came to stack the shelves and he saw that nothing was moved and he was like, shit, this is bad. But this is what needs to be done, because Bud Light, or rather Anheuser-Busch, needs to know that their decision to entertain this bullshit, this Dylan Mulvaney, has consequences down the pipe. Not just the headquarters, but people who inadvertently work for them or third-party work for them are going to be affected as well. Now, Bud Light sort of doubled down on it, saying that we need to be inclusive to all people. No, the fuck we don't. First of all, the word inclusive is bullshit. It's the worst term or terminology I've ever heard being thrown out there. We need to be inclusive to all. No, the fuck you don't. Suffice it to say, guys, not everybody drinks Bud Light. Not everybody likes Anheuser-Busch products. So you don't need to be inclusive to everybody. I'm 1,000% sure the transgender community doesn't fucking drink Bud Light. First of all, Bud Light, Budweiser, that's shit beer, guys. That is by far the shittiest beer you can drink. Yes, it's cheap, but it's shit beer. I know that there's cheaper beer out there, but why would you drink that shit to begin with when there's so many other better tasting beers? And there are actual companies out there that don't support this bullshit. They don't support BLM. They don't support the LGBT. They don't support political agendas. They just support people. They support the American people. There are a lot of companies out there that you can drink from. And yes, it might take some testing to find the right beer for you, but nonetheless, you're supporting American companies. And Anheuser-Busch is an American company, but they are traded to the American people. They always have, they always will be. They will not change, and they will seemingly double down and go all the way down this rabbit hole to sacrifice their company to protect 5% of the nation. So be it. So fucking be it. That is your decision. Nonetheless, guys, this Anheuser-Busch thing, this protesting, keep it going. Keep going in that direction. Hit them in the fucking pockets. Stop watching TV shows. I'm watching a TV show now where the character left a heterosexual relationship to now get into a gay relationship. And they haven't gone there yet, but I saw the lady. The lady was from For All Mankind, the lesbian in that show, and now she's in Ted Lasso. And I know where this is going. And I'm like, you kidding me? So like now, obviously after this season, I'm going to stop watching the show. The Last of Us, they had already said they're going to put a transgender in it. How's a transgender supposed to survive in the Last of Us scenario, where the civilization rather had ended 20-something years ago, and nothing's being made? But the director or the creator of Last of Us wants to put a transgender in it. I'm not watching the second season. Done. Just like that, it was done. And they continue, guys, to destroy TV shows. They continue to destroy products that we, the majority of the country, like. So how do you affect them? You hit them in the pockets. Now, supposedly, certain movie and products are taking a back seat to all this LGBT shit. They're starting to not advertise it as much. We shall see who's going to advertise less this year versus last year and the year before. Nonetheless, guys, Bud Light is starting to feel it, and this is the kind of shit we need. But here's the kicker, guys. For those of you that might not know, the Bud Light CEO, if I'm not mistaken, did not step down. That's false news. That's fake news, if you will. The marketing team did not get fired. That's fake news as well. The reason why they want you to think this, that the CEO was fired, that the marketing team was fired or replaced, they want you to think this so that you go, oh man, we won, and then stop. Don't do that. Keep supporting it until they come out with an official statement saying, we regret our decision to support this person. Or at the very least, they just back off their partnership with this Dylan Mulvaney or any other person that we might not like or dislike, especially if they're like a left-leaning liberal nut. As long as they make an official statement, that's when you believe them. This false news going out there is just a ruse to get you to go, oh shit, we won. Now let's start drinking this shit beer again. It's shit beer, guys. That's the other thing I don't understand. It's Bud Light. It's for bitches. It's for gay men. It's for guys with no fucking testosterone. It's not for men. Men drink whiskey, smoke cigars, and drink real fucking beer. That's what men do. Everybody else, including hipsters and people who eat tofu, they drink Bud Light. Stop drinking Bud Light. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.